Only a few weeks after my return, I read this news item in a Zurich newspaper. In the vicinity of Kuznach, a forest ranger discovered the body of a man at the bottom of a cliff, already in a state of decomposition. It was not possible to immediately verify his identity with any certainty, because his face was completely mangled by foxes. However, from the documents in his possession, it appears that he was Professor Cornelius G., at one time an esteemed lecturer and psychotherapist. In academic circles, he was known by his colleagues for his far-fetched theories as well as for his eccentric ways. Although he had abandoned the priesthood, the professor had never given up wearing the cassock. In 1981, his name had appeared in the annals of the crime pages when he was accused and tried for the brutal assassination of a German publisher who was spending his vacation in Switzerland at the time. The accused is said to have maintained his innocence before the judge with a single sentence, quote, "That was the devil in person, and you should all be grateful to me for having rid the world of his nefarious presence." Recognizing his diminished capacity, the judge ordered him to be interned in a psychiatric hospital where until a year ago he'd undergone treatment for over 9 years before being released. He was said to be completely cured, according to experts who had observed him, and therefore able to resume his activities as educator and lecturer. For several months after my return from Kuznach, I was visited nearly every night by the recurrent nightmare of foxes besieging me. Only toward the end of winter did those frightful dreams become less frequent before ceasing altogether at the beginning of spring. With these words, the story narrated by Frederick, or whatever his name is, concludes. For a long time, I asked myself what to do with this text. I was the depositary entrusted with it, but without any instructions regarding its disposition. I had not written it, so I did not feel authorized to publish it. Moreover, the anonymous author claimed to have heard the story from an unknown stranger. All this left me facing a problem whose solution was a thorny one. Who is actually the legitimate owner of a manuscript found in a bottle? The one who relinquishes it to the currents of the sea, or the individual who found it at the water's edge? And if the author chose to remain anonymous, can he still claim the rights to what he wrote? Can his having sent it to me be interpreted as an implicit request to publish it? If not that, why